it possible to arrange your song using pro transitions with just 5 minutes of production time? Well, in this video, I'm going to challenge myself to take an 8-bar loop and turn it into a full 6-minute song, fully arranged with transitions, effects, and all that kind of good stuff in just 5 minutes. You can grab the finished project file that we're working on today in the link in the description, as well as 50 more remakes, templates, tools, and all sorts of good stuff. And if you need help finishing songs faster, you can also grab the completely free Ultimate Song Finishing Toolkit. You definitely want to check that out. With that said, let's see if we can turn an 8-bar loop into a full song with just 5 minutes of production time. All right, so now let's take a look at the loop that we have. First things first, so this loop we created in the last video, we did this in 15 minutes. Cool. So we're going to arrange this into a full song in just 5 minutes. You're definitely going to want to check this out. So I think without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. So let's start the timer in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So first thing I'm going to want to do is go through all of the elements here. We'll get rid of anything we're not using and then just label everything nicely. So we're not going to do this bounce track here. We already have the kick. We'll put above bass. I like that. Let's have a listen to this. Like plucky accent. What is this? Like mellow response. Let's keep going. What do we have? Let's call that pluck response. Okay, cool. We're already labeled within 50 seconds. I think that's pretty good. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to my templates. I have the song finisher template. What I'm gonna drag in is 2 things. This arrangement track that we're gonna use to follow the arrangement. And then this like an effects track that already has like lasers and crashes and all that stuff, so we don't have to worry about any of that. And now watch how quickly we're going to be able to arrange this. You're going to be able to learn a lot from this. So basically what I'm going to do is just duplicate it over because there is like an extension on that loop there. Let's turn off our loop marker here, and I'm going to arrange this track without even listening to it, and you're going to see how fast we can do this here. So what I'm going to do is just get started with kind of the drums. We'll go over here and drop the drums into the intro. We'll have it so there's no kick in the first half. Second half there's a kick. Then we're just going to go over to the outro and let's drop that in there as well. And let's make it so the first half has the kick and the second half does not. Then what we're going to do is do this kind of like subby drop area. And so basically the idea is like this arrangement is something I've like analyzed a bunch of tracks and figured out what I like to do with this kind of thing. So that way it's a good starting point and you can get the song arranged like incredibly fast. So what we'll do is we'll have the full drop here. We'll like have it basically over all these drop sections, pink drop sections. Boom, just like that. The build down, we'll go like this. Paste that over here as well. Then for the bigger breakdown, we'll put the drums in. I'm thinking like that, first half only. And then classic trick, anytime there's like a break, just remove the kick drum basically, and you kind of have like a change in energy. We'll have the bass only in the first half. Let's have everything except for the vocals playing into here, like this. And then let's put the vocals in maybe the second half. And then, okay, cool. I think this is pretty good. Let's add this over here as well. Boom. And we're going to grab this and have this over here. What are we missing here? Vocals. This looks pretty good. Let's have all of this as well, because we're going to use automation to fade everything in. Something like that might work. I think this is actually pretty good. So we got 2 minutes left. So now let's go ahead and start doing a little bit of extra arrangement. So we have these 2 different pads. What we're going to do is go and do some automation. Let's have them like come in like this. Actually, yeah, like this. So we're just going to filter it in basically. Let's do the same thing with this secondary pad, but let's have this one come in a bit earlier. Make sure we're using the right thing. Interesting. I don't know why it's not selecting what I want. This could be a problem. A secondary pad, we're selected here. There we go, got it. Okay, let's fade that in. Let's do like maybe the same. Okay, how much time do we got? Okay, a minute. I got to move a little bit faster here. So what we'll do is then, let's maybe fade out the secondary pad here and then have it come back in. Let's maybe have the vocals over here. Let's open these up a little bit. Let's have this main vocal part also fade in like this, and then we'll have it cut here, and then we'll have it like fade back in like that, and then we could have it fade out for this last bit here, and then have it like fading in here. Let's grab this, drop this here. Let's do a similar kind of automation like that with this. Maybe bring it down to this point and have it come in a little bit quicker. Drop it here also. And basically the idea is like, the more that you make music like this, the more you can kind of see these things. Oh, there's only 5 seconds left. I think that might be all the time that we have, unfortunately. So we'll just end it like that. Okay, so as you can see there, in 5 minutes, without even listening to the track really, just by organizing things and having this organization like these clips, or like these arrangement tracks here, markers, and just the more you do it, the more you can kind of like instinctively know how things get arranged. And that's within 5 minutes. And the idea is then now you have the opportunity to then spend more of your production time on the more interesting aspects of things, because we've got the high level bits done here. We got the loop done in 15 minutes, and we've got the overall track done in an additional 5 minutes here. So a couple things I want to do before actually revealing how this sounds like. First thing is, let's have a quick listen to the original tune. I just kind of wanted to hear, like, if we listen to the bass line of the original one. Let's have that off. It's a little more squelchy. It has like a cool like absence, like a lot of like empty space in the bass line, which is really cool. A little bit more like old school housey kind of thing. Let's have a listen to the drums. Kind of tech housey, big open hats, nothing too complicated there. Shakers and a lot of like high energy, like 16th note kind of things, but like quieter in the mix of it. And then just almost like disco-y sounding like snares and claps and stuff like that. So pretty simple stuff there. I think that's kind of cool. There's nothing too crazy going on in terms of like, it's nice to hear this kind of stuff in the Beatport tops right now. I like it a lot more than like kind of that overly synthy kind of stuff. So this is cool. Then moving on in terms of what I would want to do next for this song, let's go ahead and open up this cool sessions notes thing. So the first thing for sure that I would want to do to improve this is I would need to replace the drums, and I'll do that before making this project file available. So you could actually have like the dissected drums of the Beatport Top Chart song that you can kind of dissect and use as well. The other thing is the vocal. I might want to try replacing the vocal for a remix vocal, because I actually kind of like this one and might be down to use it. Ooh, another thing for sure is like, I might want to have a closer look at the bass line to make sure it's not too similar to the reference. I want to move away to that as well. Move away from the, like, making sure it's not a full copy, it's more of an inspiration. Then definitely some mixing and mastering. But the template I use, it's kind of mostly mixed and mastered along the way. It's you doing low cuts and has like sidechain and stuff already built into every track. That's why every time I was dragging something in that first video, it was already sounding pretty good and mixed in, and not a lot of work had to be done. I would say maybe that would be the main things I'd want to do. Maybe a little bit of like extra automation. I don't need to do ear candy or anything like that, because it's actually already built into this template. I could adjust it and all that, but we're pretty close to having something ready to go here. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. We'll do a playthrough of the tune next. And let's see. I'm going to do one bonus thing actually too. So I know that the challenge was within 5 minutes, but something that I like to do is as I'm playing the tune through, I'll be making extra little adjustments to kind of keep things evolving and interesting for the listener. So these are things like just changing things up every 8 bars or so, adjusting the filter automation, stuff like that on the fly to make the tune sound a little bit more interesting and unique. With that said, again, oh, and then actually one other thing before revealing the final tune here, in terms of moving on to the next challenge, I think the things that I'd want to do is, actually, I was really happy with this. So the next time that I do a challenge, like next week, I'm just going to take another crack at this. I think I'm going to do another Beatport top one as well. And yeah, so with that said, here's a little bonus round of some extra edits and how I would edit it on the fly while enjoying listening to it and making changes too. So yeah, let's have a listen to this.
Don't stop.